Hey everybody, clearing. All right, so today I'm being told we're just going to dive into how are the counterparts showing up towards each other right now? What are the attitudes that the counterparts are having for each other? So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What is it that we can see for how the counterparts are showing up towards each other at this time? And I wanted to say, coming up to the eclipse, we should be, all of us should be feeling like a new layer of unconditional love, acceptance for our counterpart and for people in general, not taking things as personally. That's the cutting edge of where we're getting acceptance, autonomy, sovereignty as human beings on the planet these days, to each their own, but not in a rejectionary way, just, you know, in a preference that we're all growing, evolving, trusting, getting more settled in who we are and more accustomed to being able to own that and to express it. So this is the new peaceable way of existence. What can we see? And, you know, instead of judgment, we're into the High Priestess, the beautiful energies of mercy and humility, not judgment and ridicule. But what can we see? Thank you, Divine Creator. What is it that we can see for Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine at this time? Divine Feminine, Empress. Oh, and the Emperor. And the Moon, 3 major arcana, and more karma, more freaking karma going forward. So, okay, wow. Divine Feminine, Empress energy. This is you in your abundance. I'm being told to pull some more cards here. So, yeah, we're going to get a message. So what would Divine Feminine like to say to Divine Masculine from this abundance? This rise of the feminine. We're getting, oh, your family won't like me. Let me hold you, and happiness is my priority. So I'm just getting a hug for this. Like, Divine Feminine, you're in this place where you can just take it or leave it, I heard. And a hug is all that's needed. Happiness is your priority. You're not going to sweat it anymore. You're just going to do you, chill, be in this abundance. Something about your family won't like me. So there's something, Divine Feminine, I'm getting that you're concerned, that Divine Feminines are concerned if that's part of the reason why Divine Masculines haven't been more proactive on these connections, that possibly there's some sort of stigma, and that can be for so many reasons on this journey. Anything that might not go over well. So Divine Feminines are just acknowledging that those might be legitimate things. Let's get a little bit of, well, let's get a clarifier. How can the Divine Feminines let go of that fear that the family, the Divine Masculine's family, needs to accept or not? I mean, it is compassionate to be sensitive to that and to want it to heal. But we are getting share your song, frequency of sound, and diving deep. Your family won't like me. So yeah, there's just this, you know, song is a very masterful thing. It also, there are lots of tradition. I'm even hearing patriotic. There are so many things encoded into song, and some songs are familiar, some songs are foreign to us. So it feels like the customs and the legacy energies. There's this idea of honoring the individuals that is coming up. So it's not so much just a fear for fear's sake, but it's a real consideration about blending traditions, honoring all involved, keeping certain heritage intact and honored, I'm getting. And so there's this much more, I just heard PC, politically correct, but it's more than that. It's like appropriation. So there are new levels of consideration. Instead of bulldozing through coming together, there are real mutual win-win considerations here, so that the families matter, the blending and the coming together is something that's desired, instead of, you know, couples bucking the system and uniting and forsaking the families. There's a real deep sacred energy here about wanting to include the family in the motion of union, so that there is a community around these unions. That is, I've been getting that for the last number of months as a huge part of the mission that the twins are working on, coming into such a light in their own right, that the families, the friends, the communities around them are so benefited by the love that the twins exude, that when the unions come in, it's truly healthy for all involved, and it contributes to the network around each twin. And so the divine feminines, remember that you are seeking this unity consciousness with the groups that you each stem from, have around you. It's just as much about community as it is about the unions, and about the consciousness of the collective, especially the core group around the twins. Yeah, that's an important message. For the masculine, we're getting the moon. There's a lot of emotional volatility here with this eclipse energy coming up. These might be secrets. So this is like leaning towards the feminine on my table. It's like this emotionality, this pull, the moon, the lunar pull towards the feminine. So what would the masculines say to the feminines about this emotionality in your general direction? What is this welling up of emotion for the feminines? Lots of water for both right now. What is the emotion for the feminines? Have I lost everything? Ooh, waves come crashing in, I just heard. There's a sudden swell of emotionality. Ooh, gosh, did you just see that? I just was shaken by a wave of energy up my spine. Literally, something's going to come in like a tsunami, a tidal wave, and hit the divine masculines, or it has been. This card, Have I Lost Everything, landed over on the feminines. So the masculines are really, truly going to see the feminine in a rush of emotion in a way that is going to, or has impacted them unexpectedly. Just this whoosh, have I lost everything? Have I lost my mind? Lunatic energy I'm getting. Like, I'm crazy for thinking a certain way. I see it so differently now. Or it's like a panic response, a little bit of anxiety in the extreme. Not everyone's going to resonate with that, but for some there is quite a energy. Okay, let's get a clarifier. How can we look at this more clearly? Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Yeah, the emotionality is extreme in this. It's like this whoosh. And masculines, it's like your tender hearts are awake. It's going to be very evident that you feel deeply. And, you know, with this falling into the Empress here, into the divine feminine, it's like this falling into my arms. Surrender. The masculines instantaneously realize that the power you have over them. It's going to be different timing for everyone, but that is an intense energy I'm feeling. And we have, between the two, we have the Emperor here. So this is the logic, stability, reason, There's a pendulum here, so it's precise decision making. What is appropriate? What is beneficial? Let's get an energetic card for the masculines and the decisions at hand. What are the masculines considering? Portals, possibilities, and options. So with that emotional response that's being garnered, there's this whoosh, brand new options and portals. Angelic assistance, truth, salvation, and majesty. I just heard an answer to prayer. Something has shocked the divine masculines, and it's been an answer of prayer that has opened the doors. That validates beyond reason, but has been, I'm hearing it's such a high level answer to prayer that it could only be divinely guided. Interesting. Okay, for the feminines, what is this Emperor energy? Logic, stability, reason in the connection. What are the feminines? What is the analytical assessment the feminines are under? Oh, autonomy. Right on, Adam. Autonomy, self-fulfillment, non-reaction. I'm going to peek at the next card because about the Five of Wands in our next little place. So this karmic influence, or the consideration of many energies, the community. Actually, I'm taking this as the friends and family and children and everything going on in the twin connection that represents all the different opinions and says that everyone has. So divine feminines, while you're holding your own in this stability, it is important to remember that you are not an island, that you are integrated as a whole, but you are in your wholeness. So it's not about people pleasing and rejecting. I just heard screw them if they don't like me. Divine feminines, that is not necessarily, that's a fear, that's a separation mentality. So there's a lot of this harmonious energy when you are truly in your noble stability. There's enough patience to desire harmony in the larger context. So your thoughts are really coming to these higher assessments. Divine timing is partly at play when no person is left behind in the dynamic, where everybody is valued and included going forward. Trying our best, I just heard. Okay, for the Five of Flames, that is sort of the negotiation of the difference of opinions, but the differing opinions and just the numbers of individuals around the twins, the consideration of the clan, the tribe, the soul fam around each. So let's see, what can we know about the divine masculines people context regarding the people around the divine masculines? What can we see? Light body expansion, illuminated presence. It fell on divine feminine again. So there is going to be more of a knowing of who you are, more of an integration. There's going to be more familiarity. You're going to come on the radar in a new way. And so we are preparing to introduce friends and family on a new level to the counterparts. And that's what I'm seeing here, everybody, is we're starting to see more union energies here emerging. How beautiful. So divine masculines are going to be mentioning your name, I just heard, are going to be talking about connection, talking about influence, talking about interaction. Even just logistics, it's going to be popping up in the reality. What can we see for the divine feminines? Emotional equilibrium and compassionate non-attachment. Yes, don't get your knickers in a knot, divine feminines, about this idea that somehow you might not be welcomed, or that it's not possible to blend with the counterparts, families and things. Be in compassionate non-attachment, meaning that autonomy, this balance that doesn't take it personally, but doesn't believe it has to be at odds. So keep that, Divine Feminines, you're really getting a lot of messages about keeping the level head and a balanced heart and the temperance between, as you come into not keeping a right of wrong, or a track record of wrongs or perceived fears. I'm getting. Okay, let's get into so diplomacy, as we're coming into introducing friends and family to these connections. Oh my goodness, do you guys hear that? I've never really gotten those messages. Maybe once in a while those come through, but that's pretty darn cool. Okay, so let's do Divine Masculine reading. Thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see for the Divine Masculines? How are the Divine Masculines thinking of these connections, feeling on the heart space for their Divine Feminine? What are they wishing for these connections? What is the action being taken at this time that will lead towards union? What is the biggest challenge at this time? What is the spirit guided solution for that challenge? And where is the energy going in the near future? I'm going to do, we'll do them like that, and a connection space. So on the conscious mind, Divine Masculines, King of Cups in the reverse with the Empress. Divine Feminine, you showed up in this energy, so you're consistent. Divine Feminine, you are sitting pretty in your autonomy, in your Empress energy, your abundance. This is the first card out. That's interesting to have it on the initial spread and then here again. So in no uncertain terms, you are being seen as this Empress by your Divine Masculine, and there's that emotionality. Exact same message, the moon and that tidal wave of emotion. The King of Cups in the reverse is the dam breaking. It is that emotion flooding towards you here again on the conscious mind. Something has moved. Your Divine Masculine. Wow. Let's see how you're supposed to look at that, Divine Feminine. What is this energy? Co-create with Spirit. So follow your spirit guidance right now, Empress, because you are being directed by heaven. I just heard everything you're being asked to bring into this world right now is divinely guided at this time. What can we see for the union space? Chamber of Teleportation, journey, exchange, transference. So I just heard the emotional responses to the depth of this love is being transferred to the masculine polarity at this time. Aho. So the masculine's emotionality, the floodgates are bursting, and the emotionality is hitting for the feminine from the masculine. That's on the conscious mind, everyone. What is on the heart space? The King of Pentacles, commitment in the reverse with healthy boundaries within. So cut me some slack, I just heard. The Divine Masculines are so emotional at whatever this, it's the eclipse energy, at whatever the cosmos is bringing in, that they need a minute. They just need a minute to calibrate and to get straight on what the implications are. It's very foundational. It's very, there's a choice point here regarding commitment, regarding foundation, regarding high level decision going forward that needs to be impeccable on the heart space. So there is a sensitivity, an impeccable sensitivity about boundaries and interdependence, not codependence on the heart space. There is, I'm seeing like a scalpel whatever this commitment is, we're coming into ultimate awareness of the sovereignty of the individuals, because lives are merging. It's becoming more evident where the appropriate beliefs and thoughts about who is accountable for what energy and responsibility of karma and actions, and just keeping it sorted as to what is middle, what is diplomatic, so the divine masculines are looking for some semblance of structure, I just heard, in the heart space because of this emotionality. What can we see for the feminines? Let it shine. So don't let it dim your light, divine feminines. This is time to just be loud and proud, I just heard, but be yourself. No apologies. Your divine masculine can handle it. And when you're owning your own light, you're not being too much. You're not being too intense. It's like it's time for you to just be in your full glory and not worry about what the judgments would be against that any longer. Fully come into your light. Wow. And I'm being shown this beaming on the heart or the throat chakra, communication. So divine feminines, you might be communicating to your divine feminine or your divine masculine, that, or you're having an opportunity to meet up, to connect, to communicate through messaging, something like that. This is clearly divine feminine. Let it shine. Don't hold back. Don't fear saying the wrong thing. Do your best, divine feminines. What can we see for the union space energy regarding this? On the heart space, discipline, discernment, and order. It's up to each individual how to interpret everything that shows up in our realities, how to wield our free will, when to speak, how to decide what to share. All of this consideration is diplomacy. It is the ownership of our own free will choices. We're really coming into being able to be embodied as spiritual masters is what I'm feeling here. What is it the masculines are wishing for the connection? Oh, the Lovers and the Chariot in the reverse. They want to move forward, but not just yet. They're preparing to move forward. They're preparing to take things to the next level, I just heard. So energetically, they are looking at the truth of the situation. They are sensing things coming in. It's not so much that they have the answers, it's they can feel this magnetic pull again, starting up. It's like, oh, here we go. So divine masculines watching this, definitely meditate and ask for guidance in setting these appropriate assessments on the heart space regarding I just heard these freaky energetic connections that aren't necessarily in the 3D or common knowledge. It's still this unspoken commitment connection, and you can still navigate as though you are loyal and aligned with this person, even if it's unconventional, even if nobody else knows about your connection. You can still utilize this mastery so that you conduct yourself with consideration of your feminine, even if you're not in a 3D formal commitment. Energetically, you are definitely navigating a profound, life-changing relationship with this counterpart. And this is all about being impeccable going forward. And so where will you find that measure? But by going into meditation about the energetics related to the higher love, in order to be clear on that level to move things forward. So divine masculines are sincerely wishing to be energetically conscientious, to move these connections forward appropriately, impeccably. They can't, I just heard they can't run anymore. They have to do things differently because the connection keeps coming in. Divine feminines, bring a gentle touch. So I'm being told if you are communicating or will be, that there is a gentle touch needed. Deer spirit. Deer are skittish, so if you have the least bit of anxiety or imbalance in you, be cautious. Be not in a fearful way, but in an honoring, respectful way. Look at what's coming up for you so that you don't go berserk and act strange yet again. Yeah, so divine feminine, pay attention to your instincts, to your like a deer sort of motions that tell you when danger might be afoot. What can we see energetically? Like, use your impeccable discernment. If something feels off, pause, look around, look out for whatever that is, but don't let it stop you. Just be informed. Inform yourself. Be conscious. So how does that apply to the divine masculine's wish? They want to move forward, but they don't have the answers. So divine feminine, tune in. Deer sense things on the wind. And so be a creature that senses the energetic breeze, the direction of the breeze at any given moment if you follow. What can we see for the union space regarding this wish? Spiritual strength, virtue, and valor. It takes a great deal of spiritual mastery, strength, flexing those spiritual muscles to get really good at reading energy and navigating the way I'm seeing here in the wish space. Being able to dance on those higher levels, the subtle. And so it is a testament of mastery to be able to navigate these union space energies. What are the masculine's actions at this time? There's the Seven of Wands. This is the healthy boundaries we saw a little bit earlier. What was that with on the heart space? Like really careful navigation of appropriate diplomacy going forward to honor all involved. I do see third party energy here, but also I heard a past failures in friendship in these dynamics. Three of Cups can be this gaiety, celebration. In the reverse, it's like the loss of the friendship, or the friendship not being close as it once was or could be. So the action right now, it's like the repair or the maintenance of the fragile friendship. So I'm getting these are initial considerations that will precipitate communication and talking about whether or not, I'm getting that the divine masculines are considering whether or not to talk about the elephants in the room, about how things haven't been friendly in the past, or what this awkward energy could have been. So there's a little bit of a little bit of an uncertainty of how to repair. What are we getting for the... But there is a fierce desire to do so and to vindicate. Fill you in, divine feminine, with what has been the issue. Okay. What can we see for Divine Feminine? Oh my gosh, Coyote. Anybody remember those darn Coyote readings? When was that? That was like a year ago. Maybe not quite. So funny. Trust in divine detours. So you're going to get the insider scoop on what those divine detours were. Now is a lucky time and be playful. So the stars are aligning for lighthearted energy coming in. Lots of divine masculines are coming down off their special form of crazy right now. How beautiful. What can we see? No judgment, no judgment. And divine feminines, you get all crazy when there's like this mirroring thing going on, when there's nothing to work with, when the masculines aren't giving you nothing. So divine feminines, it's a little bit more smooth sailing coming up. What can we see in the energetic connection? Harmonic, oscillator, timing, rhythm, synchronization, and frequency. It takes two to tango, and the frequencies are starting to align a little bit more here. Okay, what is the biggest challenge for the masculines at this time? Strategy on the destined path. This is the card of secrecy, self-interest, lying to themselves, being deluded, not seeing the destined path clearly. These twin connections are incredibly magnetic. And so divine masculines have been in denial in some regard. Yes, they've been feeling like they haven't been getting the green light, but they've also told themselves stories to dismiss that. And so these are the stories they've told themselves to try and buy themselves time or excuse the reasons why they were getting the green light or not getting the green light to go forward. So this energy, it's hard to speak about because I'm finding as a reader to put it into concise terms can sometimes be a little bit strange, but it's like the masculines are forgiving themselves for having followed intuitive guidance and not brought these connections in closer. So divine masculines, it's time to start befriending your destiny again and seeing it in different ways that are non-intrusive, non-abrasive, non-confrontational. You're not at odds with your destiny. It's all part of it, is what I'm getting there. Divine feminines, what do the divine feminines need to know about the struggle that the masculines have had regarding that? Nothing is wasted, and be loyal to what you love. If you love your masculine, don't sweat it. Just give them the grace that they've been confused at times on the journey too, and that it won't go in to waste. There are many reasons for that. What is the solution? Justice and truth. So let the truth prevail. Divine masculines, you're going to see new truths, new aha moments. This is Archangel Michael's sword of truth, so it's higher guidance as well that's going to bring justice in. The scales are going to be balancing. So this also speaks of the divine masculines and divine feminines leaving karmic relationships, legal marriages, legal issues, the karmic lives, the old lives, as we're transitioning out of the things that aren't meant for us and aligning with the things that are. We're seeing just how important it is to finalize the loose ends and to navigate. So divine masculines, you and your divine counterpart have had legal matters, potentially, for most. That can be job contracts and house purchases and sales, relationships, debt, all sorts of manners of financial and legal and material realm things that have needed to you know, the changing of the guards from old life to new. That's why you haven't gotten the green light. That's why you've felt intuitively or instinctually that at odds with your destined path. The truths of these things are going to be revealed. You're going to see just how important it is to finalize old energy in order to make room for pristine new cycles coming in. What can we see for the divine feminines regarding this justice and truth? The miracles are endless. Miracles can happen. The truth sets you free. You're always one thought away from a miracle, a miraculous way of seeing things. Get really good at asking higher guidance to show you those aha moments, the spontaneous remission from whatever you're thinking about that's binding. Ask to be shown that higher aha moment that sets you free. Ask, pray that. Ask, give me the truth that sets me free right now, and see what happens. What a beautiful prayer. Okay, oh wow. So what can we see in the harmony space, in the union space? Light, wholeness, warmth, well-being. So that's pretty nice. Twins are really coming into more chill energy. Bliss, aspiration, and realization. Your dreams are being realized. Your bliss, the bliss you've been following, divine feminines, is being realized. Divine masculines, you're coming into seeing that there is no limitation. You don't have to lose out on anything that makes you you. On this journey, you will never be asked to truly let go of your essence. All the karma, yes. All the things that are unnecessary, yes, but not your essence, not who you are. It will only be augmented. Subconscious awareness, Akashic information. So as we get down to the clearing, all of a sudden we can slide through the dimensions. Our subconscious conscious mind is opened to us. We can read symbols. We can see in different terms. We can see multidimensionally. We can see different timelines. We can see into other experiences, empathic experience. We can go to different understandings of, you know, different star systems or dimensional planes. And the Akash is the book of everything that has existed, that exists, that will exist. And so we can retrieve those gems from across that storyboard. When we bring our lives into 0 point, we come into the ultimate everything is possible. And we're getting there. Oh wow, Starseed Awakening, Cosmic Heritage, Galactic Remembrance. This is the moment of unity consciousness on the planet. I just saw Gaia and a supersonic, like silver, this emanating out and creating a new atmosphere around Gaia. I just saw it, that as we level up to a level 1 unity, that we get this new protection bubble. We get this new aura around the planet that is more crystalline. I saw it as silver. I've seen that when individuals master. There is a high frequency that emanates. It's the light body. I just saw Gaia get a light body. Like that. So we're moving into that level 1 expression, level 1 society, that we are now a cosmic player as a globe. This is a 22. I've said it many times, these twin unions, the harmony reached when we're not at odds with our twin. The path to unity consciousness regarding our person. All of the clearing we do on that path contributes to humanity in every way. Even if we aren't consciously aware of what those ways are, it does. And the more conscious you become, the more you see those parallels. So I'm seeing the proof of the work we're doing here. Let's get a love message from our counterparts, divine masculines to divine feminines. What do we get? Wedding ring and I am coming home. Divine feminines to divine masculines. Message. Oh, that's way too many. You make me whole. One more. There's no one like you, I just heard. I want to experience life with you. So beautiful. All right. Many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.